Hi Stampers, this is Susan Petty Baylor. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in West Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm coming to you with a video on the class card kit for September 2020. But before we get started, if you would just do me a favor, below this video you'll see my face and my name. To the right of that is, well actually just above that is a place to give a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And then to the right of my name, you'll see a red subscribe button. If you could click on that and then click on the bell icon next to the subscribe button, YouTube will notify you anytime I upload a new video. Also, on the left side of your screen, below my name, below the video and below my name, you'll see an area that says show more. If you click on that, that'll drop down a menu and all of the measurements and supplies and all the information that you need for the particular project that I was doing on that particular video. All that information is in that drop down menu, so that's always a good thing to remember. So this is the card we're going to be making. I thought it was a really cute card design. I found this on Too Cool Stamping by Angie Leach. She did it a little bit differently, used some different designer series paper and such, but I had this designer series paper. It's actually a retired paper from a year or two ago. It's called Color Me Autumn, and I just loved all the different colors in here. There's some Cajun Craze, there's crushed curry, soft suede, mossy meadow, old olive, blackberry bliss, just all the colors that I think of as autumn, and I loved the leaf design, so I chose to do that on this card. And I pulled from the designer series papers, that's what I pulled the colors for these leaf punch outs that I did. This whole card design was created using the beautiful autumn stamp set. It's a photopolymer stamp set. And also the autumn punch pack. It's a set of three, oops, let me get that. It's a set of 3 punches. There's a maple leaf, an acorn, and an oak leaf. So a set of 3 punches, and that's what I used to punch out all these shapes. And then I also used a wish for everything. I used Happy Thanksgiving on this one. You could use any stamp set. You could handwrite something with a black pen and cut it out. What I did here was I just stamped Happy and Thanksgiving, and I just cut out with the scissors around the greeting. So again, you could do this if you don't have a stamp that says Thanksgiving, or whatever you want to say. You could, handwrite it on the front. So let's get started. The card base, this is a little bit different than the cards that we usually make. The card base is cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4, and it's just a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. And then your card itself is actually a little card that attaches to the front of this card base. So I have a sheet here of 7.5 by 5 inch, very vanilla, and it's scored at 3 3/4. And remember, you want to find the area, I'm not sure if you can see that on the video, but you can feel the area where the paper is popped up from the scoring. Feel that. You want that area that you can feel, or what I call the mountain, inside the fold of your card. And I think sometimes that's a little counterintuitive, but it actually helps keep you from keep you from having any breaks or fraying along your edge, because you've already kind of broken or bent some of those paper fibers in the scoring process. So, and then most of you will have this particular cardstock. I also used this cardstock essentially it's the same card, just this matte color here is different on these two cards. Let me show you. You're going to take this piece of 5 by 1 1/4 inch designer series paper, and you're going to attach it to the bottom of your card with just a little bit of the vanilla showing through. Let me just move that around a little bit. This is what I love about liquid adhesive, is that I get a few seconds to move things around before they're cemented down permanently. With this designer series paper, my mat is Blackberry Bliss, and this piece is 4 1/8 by 1 1/2, and then my very vanilla piece is 4 by 1 3/8. If you heard that noise, that was my husband coming in from his walk. He just opened the garage door, which is right under my feet. So I'm just going to tack that down. I think I cut this a little bit big. That's actually more of a border than I had on most of them, but that's okay. It's about essentially an eighth of an inch border all the way around, and then you're going to attach that to the top of your card front, trying to center it with about equal amounts of border on all sides. Got a little schmutz there. And then all I did was took, let's see if I can find my paper piercer. I took the mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and I put them in the 4 corners of these punched out squares. If you don't have mini dimensionals, you can take the full-size dimensionals and cut them. If you don't have dimensionals at all, you can simply glue these down. That would be perfectly fine. Actually, that one was crooked. I'm going to take this one. Sorry, if I was thinking, I would have had these dimensionals on ahead of time so you didn't have to stand here and watch me do this. And if I can figure out how to do the editing, I will edit this part out. So you're just going to take all the backs off the dimensionals. And then what you want to do is start placing your squares either on the left side or the right side, either way, but you want to do the 2 sides first, and then whatever room you have in the center, you can center your middle square so that it's right in the middle. All right, so I've got this here, just a little bit of a border all the way around. Same on this side. You know, I don't think I cut the mat too big. I think I cut this Whisper White piece a little too small. Oops. Okay, and then you can center that one in the middle. And then I have this linen knot, or linen thread knot, and I am just gonna take a glue dot and smush it. If you don't have glue dots, oh my goodness, he's going out or coming in again, I don't know. If you don't have glue dots, a little dot of glue on there is perfect. I gave you guys all scrap pieces of the crushed curry cardstock. Now I used the Blackberry Bliss ink, but you can use black, or you can use whatever, a black pen. And And why can't I find Thanksgiving? I am not seeing Thanksgiving right here, and I'm not going to hold you up. So I would just stamp. Oh, do I see it? No. I don't know what I did with them. So what I'm going to do is I would stamp each word by itself, and then once the ink is dry, just simply cut around the word. And then I'm going to use, oh, that's going to be too big. I'm going to use a little piece of dimensional on the back. Oops. And the happy is going to go here. And the Thanksgiving will go there as soon as I can find my Thanksgiving stamp. I didn't put it away, so it's floating around in this mess on my desk somewhere. In your packet, you also, oh, and I cut, so I gave you, I think, 2-inch pieces, and I guess they were 2 by 8.5. So, you know, if you have a larger stamp that you want to stamp a greeting on, or you make a mistake or whatever, you have a larger piece, you've got a smaller piece. I think it was maybe 1/2 inch strip. So just stamp on it or write on it and cut it out and put it on the front of your card. And then this gets mounted onto the front like so. And then what I did on the inside of this one, because I have the stamp set, I was able, before I actually punched out the shapes, I stamped them first with some soft suede ink. Again, soft suede, because that's the color that's here in the cardstock. So I stamped the leaves and the acorn in the soft suede ink and then punched them out, and then I have those extra pieces to use inside my my card front. And this My Heart is Grateful for You is also from the Beautiful Autumn stamp set. You also will have, these pieces are included in your kit, so you can just use those to decorate the inside of your card. If you wanted, you could take a black pencil and just make a couple of lines on your pieces, or you can just leave them plain. I think they're perfectly fine either way. So this is the fall card. This is, like I said, this is the other designer series paper that I used. It has pretty much all these colors, except for it doesn't have any of the Blackberry Bliss. So this matte piece back here is Mossy Meadow instead of the Blackberry Bliss, to pick up those colors. And obviously you put a little bow there and the greeting, and then you would mount it onto your card front. So the same, except for this still has all the same fun fall colors. And then several of you are also doing the Halloween cards. This is a designer series paper from a retired paper pack from, oh my gosh, I'm not sure how many years ago. But again, I love the colors. It's got Tangerine Tango, some gray, some black, a little bit lighter gray, and again, the vanilla. And so for this one, since I was using designer series paper, I don't have a lot for Halloween. Not that there's not a lot of possibilities, but I'm just not a big Halloween person, I guess. I don't know. In any case, I used this Spooky Fun stamp set. I don't have the date on here. Oh gosh, I would hate to even try to figure out how long I've had this. It's got to be at least 5 or 6 years. But anyway, it's also a photopolymer stamp set, and it comes with some dies. So I used the die for the witch on her broom and the die for the bat. And then from this current Little Treats stamp set and Little Treat box dies, this has the cutest spider. And the thing I love about this is you can probably see it easier on the die than you can on the cardstock. You'll see it on the cardstock when you when you have it at home, but not only does it cut all around, but it also embosses the body, so it's really kind of cool. A little creepy, but it's cool. I haven't even put the stamp set together. I just used the spider from that kit. It also has a treat box die. It doesn't fit in the box here. I have it on a separate magnet in my box of large magnet die, or large dies that are on magnet sheets. So, because it is called a Little Treat Box die set. So I used that, and then the card is put together in the exact same way. The designer series paper gets glued to the bottom. You have two pieces that are punched out. You have this more mustard that's got the bat punched out. You've got this basic gray that's got the spider punched out. And again, in your kit, you'll have all the pieces. And I'm also giving you, now let's see if I can find everything here. I'm also giving you the black pieces that match up. So you've got the black glimmer paper for the witch, and that actually is available in the holiday catalog on page 53. If I can grab it here, I can show you real quick. Let's see, page 53. Here's the black, oh, sorry, glitter paper. They used to call it glimmer paper. Now they call it glitter paper. So the black glitter paper, and then you can see the this beautiful autumn suite that I used. That's on page 46. And then this is the Little Treats stamp set. There's the spider stamp, and these are the framelits. It's on page 70 of this is all in the holiday catalog. So, so I punched all the pieces out, and I used them plain on the inside. You'll have a plain black witch for the inside. If you want to use it, you can also use it on your envelope. Same with this other card. You could use the punch pieces on your envelope, maybe on the front of the flat part of the envelope might be the safest place, so it doesn't get caught on the machine going through. Anyway, I thought it would be kind of fun. Let me just do another piece here and show you the reason that I gave you all these little pieces, all the little extra black pieces. Man, and that's cut a little bit small too. Is it? Nope, that's cut okay. I am not going to put dimensionals on the back of all these. I just wanted to show you that you could, actually I can show you on here, on this card. You would want to put just a tiny bit of glue right in the center, and I do mean tiny. And then you can take this black piece with, there we go, with all the embossing on it, and you can pop him right in there. So you've got this really cool recessed spider. Just want to kind of stuff all those pieces down. And then definitely a little piece of, a little dot of glue right in there, and then pop the bat in there. And you can see why you definitely want glue for the bat, because he moves around, especially if you have dimensionals under here. If it's just flat, it won't move. But that's kind of a cool technique when you're making cards, to have that little kind of a shadow box effect. I thought it was very cool. The other thing I was going to mention is you got about 60 inches of either the linen thread, so this is the linen thread, or this baker's twine. And I just gave you one long piece instead of cutting it into separate pieces, because I think it's easier to tie when you've got one long piece. So you want to start out with a tail of maybe 3 inches and make your bow. Give it a really good pull so your knot is nice and tight. Hold the knot in the center and then pull on the tails. Get it to be the size that you want. Let me just grab my ribbon scissors here and then just give it a trim, and you can put it onto your card front. So very quick and simple, and then you should have way more than enough to make 6 bows for your cards, rather than to cut it into 10-inch pieces. Sometimes when you've got a really short piece, it gets a little cumbersome to get your fingers wrapped around. So I think that's pretty much it for today. Again, if you could give this video a thumbs up, that would be super helpful to me. And hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, and you'll get notified anytime I upload a video. So there you go, the September 2020 class card kits. Happy stamping!